Hello and welcome. My name is Debbie Reed. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am going to show you how to make this adorable card from Daisy Lane and Daisy Delight stamp set. Kind of funny, my little cover page is kind of like that flower that we're going to be making. Not planned, it just sort of happened that way. The stamp sets that we're going to be using are the Daisy Delight stamp set, the Daisy Lane stamp set, and we're going to be using the Just For You sentiment from the Dear Doily. I will also be using the grass blades from the High Tide stamp set. We're going to be using these two little grass blades. All right, let me show you how we're going to make this card, and I'll show you what materials we'll be using. We're going to be using the Daisy Delight cardstock, cut at 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. I'll have all the measurements and all of the supplies in the link below. We will use a piece of white cardstock for the inside sentiment. This will be the layering cardstock. This will be Sahara Sand used to make the brick. This is to make the daisies. This is for the sentiment, and this is for the backing of the sentiment. Let's get started on the card. First, we're going to fold this in half, and we're going to use our bone folder to score it. Okay, we don't need the card base right now. We'll put that out of the way. The first thing that we are going to do is use this embossing folder that is the new 3D dynamic embossing folder. It's not dynamic, it's the 3D embossing folder. This is new to Stampin' Up! And it will now require a top plate. And this is the top plate that you will use to, my goodness, I've got embossing powder all over this. This is the top plate you'll use to make the impression on this embossing folder. All right, I'm going to run this through the Big Shot. And this is the outcome. Isn't that awesome? Okay, we are also going to be using a stamp that is a watercolor wash. We don't sell this anymore, but you can use anything that will give you the same look. This is already used. I'm going to just ink it up a tiny bit and then stamp it off. The ink colors we're going to be using are Terracotta Tile, Pear Pizzazz, Gorgeous Grape, Garden Green, Soft Suede, and Old Olive. You don't have to have all of these, but I just like a little bit of extra variety of color. Normally you would use your acrylic block to put this on. With this technique that I'm doing, it's not necessary. So we're going to just ink this up. Then I'm going to use scrap paper, and we're going to blot it off. And then I'm going to put my brick embossed paper back on there. We're going to just give this a nice gentle rub, and then take this off, and there's our brick wall. Okay, now we're going to take a sponge and we're going to create just a little bit of color. If you want this darker, so if you can see on this card it's really dark, and on this card the brick is really light. It's your choice, whatever you choose to do. If you wanted this to be darker, all you would have to do is just put this back on what you had. It doesn't matter. You don't have to re-ink it again, and you can just kind of give it just a little more color. And there you go. I like that better. Okay, now we're going to take a sponge and we're going to create the grass. And I'm going to do that in Pear Pizzazz. I want it just to have a little brightness. This isn't anything fancy. You're just going to grab your paper, lightly rub on the bottom just to give it some green. And then we're going to take our embossing buddy. And this is just to kind of give me an idea of how I'm going to line up the stems that are going to go on this card. I'll just put this here for a sample so you can see what we're doing. Okay, you don't actually see the impression when you're doing this, which is kind of, you have to kind of mark where you're going to go with with your stem. We're going to use the Versamark, and I'm just kind of paying attention where I'm going to be stamping this. What I want to do is stamp this up, even though it's not touching the ground. I want the flowers to be staggered, one up and one down. So I'm going to kind of come up off of the ground with this one, place my finger so I know where I ended, so I'll know where to put this one. And this one I'm just going to come down a tiny bit. Okay, then we're going to take a scrap piece of paper, and we're going to put this under here so we don't make a mess. And we're going to sprinkle this with embossing powder. And I got a little oversaturated here, no biggie. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to heat set this real quick and get this excess off of here, back in the jar. Okay. And I'm going to heat set this super fast. 1 second. Well, hopefully you're going to fast forward through this part. I just wanted to just show you how this embosses so I can get you to this next spot. Okay, there we go. Sorry about the noise. All right. The next thing that I usually do is, as you can see, there's little gaps in between here. I just take our alcohol marker and just run this continual line down here so it fills this in. Color in these little leaves so that it looks more authentic, because you wouldn't have little gaps between leaves like this where the mortar is. And I think it just fills in quite nicely. And with it embossed, you don't have to be really careful, because the embossing just sort of holds the color right where it's supposed to be. And you can also use a paper towel and wipe on this embossed area and get your detail back. I'm going to just draw down this little stem so that it's not just floating up in the air. Okay, I'm going to just color this. This card is really super quick and easy, and I think it's just so cute. Hopefully you'll like it too. If you do, please subscribe to my site and like if you like the card. I would really love to earn your business and have you come back and see some other videos that I make. Okay, that's it for that. Now we're going to take our garden green and we're going to just put some little grass blades on the bottom. And I don't get really specific where I'm plopping them down. Every one of these cards are different and they all just have their own little impact and look so cute. So that's good. Then I'm going to take some old olive and we're going to put the flower stem down. So what I like to do with this is, so I can see there's an opening in between here, I just want to come a little bit down, have some flowers there, this one a little up, and this one a little angled this way, and we're going to put what I would call delphiniums or hyacinths or whatever you want these little flowers to be. And they will be, the little tops of them will be in the grape. And with the camera here, this is going to be kind of tricky, so I'm going to try and do this without making a mess, because normally you need to have your head right into this, but I'm going to just wing it and hope it turns out. Okay, there's that. There's this one. And there's this one. Ah, can't see. Okay, not bad. Now you can actually take a marker, because I can see where those didn't stamp really crisp, but you can actually take the tip of your marker and just kind of ad-lib a little bit. Just like this, where it doesn't line up and it doesn't look like you have flowers floating in the air. There you go. Oh, here's one. There we go. There we go. That quick. And now we are going to put this on its card base of the Very Vanilla. So we're going to glue this down. Right now it's still not looking like much, but the card comes together just so cute after this part. So this part is just a little more detail, but still super quick, fast, easy card. And it just has just such an impact. I just love this card. Okay, we're going to just put that on there. And at this point we can also put this on the card base. So I still have embossing powder on there. All right, glue this down. This Daisy Lane is really becoming one of my very favorites. There's so many things you can do with this cute little stamp set. All right, there we go. And now we're going to do the fun part, which is creating the daisy. So we're going to use our new in color Rococo Rose, and we're going to stamp 2 flowers. I do like to use our Stamparatus pad, and I use this as my little mat because it's tiny, and I use this in my class and it seems to work out really well without having to take a great big mat with you. Okay, we're going to stamp this twice. Here's 1. There's 2. When I stamp these, I like to keep the petal vertical so that when it lines up exactly in the punch. You'll see in just a second what I am talking about. Okay, see how the punch just lines up vertical like that? I'm going to put this in here and give this a little punch, and then punch this one. That lines up so perfectly. All right, and there's the second one. Now this is the crazy part. We are going to cut this flower in half, and we're going to cut it angled from this petal to this petal. Oops, I cut part of the petal there. And we're going to just cut off this little tiny jag on that side. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other one. Cut it from petal to petal, just like that. All right, now we're going to take these petals and glue them together. I'm going to use a piece of scratch paper because I don't like all the glue. I'm going to use this piece we used. All right, you're going to just put glue on 2 of the middles. Little dot. Come on, glue. Okay, that's fine. And a little dot there. And then we're going to put these pieces on top of this that we just cut. Like that. And put the other one on, just like this. Let's see, maybe this way is best. Let's see, this way. Trying to see which, I might have to cut this one a tiny bit. Wonder if that way is better. Let me try something here. Oops. That way is going to be better. Okay. So you're just lining up your flower petals on the bottom. All right. And then we have this. And Stampin' Up! Sells these perennial essence floral centers. Really cute. You get a little box full of them. They already have the little stick pieces on the back. So we're going to add this to our card with a dimensional. Before I do that, I do like to fluff the flowers with a bone folder, and you're just going to just grab the petals and bend them down, bend them up, whichever way you prefer. just to give it a little curled edge. Then I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back of the flower. One there and one there. And we're going to place these on the card. Take the little backings off of the dimensional and place this on the card however you choose. There's one. Take the backing off of this one and put it down lower. And I like to turn it just a little bit, slightly opposite of this other one. Oh, I think I want it to go this way. Come down more. All right, like that. And then you're going to take the little backing off of these little fuzzy things and put those on the card. And another one. Isn't this looking cute? And we'll put this one right there. All right, there is the front. And then we're going to now do the sentiment, and it comes from the Dear Doily stamp set. We're going to stamp it in soft suede. Just like that. And we're going to use our little circle punch and punch this out. Like that. We're going to glue this to another little circle that I die cut. Put this on the card. Ooh, too much glue. We're good. We'll make this work. I'll put that on there. And now you have the option of having your sentiment on the top or the bottom. I think I'm going to put this one on the top just because it's fun to be different. All right, we're going to put this on a dimensional. And it looks cute. Just like that. And that is our beautiful, cute little Daisy Lane Daisy Delight card. And this is how I did the inside. You could do whatever you like, but this is the little Gerber daisies from the Daisy Lane stamp set. So that completes the card. I'm not going to do the inside. That's just simple. You can do whatever you would like. But these are the cards that I made. I hope you will like them. I hope you will hit the subscribe button and hope that you will come back and see some more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Now go make something uniquely yours. Bye.